So, let me introduce you to the Honda Civic. Now, this is my first Honda to have on a full test, okay? So it's the first one that's come along. Now, it's actually a Civic, so it's the one that's been out for a while, but it's got the new 1.6 litre diesel engine in it. Not much change. I've driven Hondas before, obviously. I've driven Hondas before, but not that many changes. Still kind of Japanesey, you know, kind of Asian feel about the whole car. But its looks is where it ends. The rest of this car is so insanely clever, it's massively overlooked. I thought that flippy up back seat thing was a bit, well, ridiculous at first. But now I realise how big it is back there. When you do that, you're right down to the floor. It removes the bench completely. What you use it for, I don't know, but to have that option is always going to be good. The boot has that split floor clever system, but when you drop the boot down, the lid down into it, all of a sudden I could fit a full-size child seat standing up in the boot and just close the boot lid. No problem. And that's not just where the clever stuff ends. It's in here too. I have a 6-speed gearbox. I have a leather steering wheel. This is standard stuff, by the way. It's on the ES, middle of the range. This isn't even top of the range, middle of the range. Top of the range gets a touchscreen Sat-Nav thing in the middle of the leather upholstery and things. But generally, everything that you see in this video, you can have. It's standard stuff. It is 25,095 for this car. I've been reading up about it. There's the Civic manual. That's the one that you can pick up in the showroom. There's a full price list. There's the price list belonging to the actual car. So let me read you out a few things. Bluetooth, reversing camera, 16-inch alloys, dual zone climate control, cruise control, speed limiter, automatic dust sensing headlights, automatic rain sensing wipers, front fog lights, vehicle stability assist, ABS with EBD and EBA, 6 airbags, leather steering wheel, remote control audio controls, alarm, remote and central locking, idle stop, hill start assist, electric front and rear windows, magic seats, I love that term, LED daytime running lights, CD tuner with MP3, USB and aux input sockets, electrically folding heated door mirrors, driver seat height adjustments, 6 speakers with tweeters, ISOFIX child seat points. All standard, 25,095, you can see it up there at the top. Tax band A2, annual road tax €180. It's the 1.6i DTEC ES. The DTEC puts out 120 PS. And it does it brilliantly, by the way. It's in tax band A2, as I said. The range starts for the Civic in petrol SE 21,895 and stretches up to the 2.2 DTEC EX GT at 34,295. This is bang in kind of the middle, 25,095. It is the middle of the diesel ranges. You can have the middle of the 2.2 litre diesel one, for instance, the same spec, but 2.2 litre diesel engine is 26,995. Now, forget prices. We'll move on from prices because they are, of course, Irish prices, and you need to check with your local person if you're a foreigner. Or if you're from England or France or wherever, you need to check the price over there. It'll be less. We have a dumb tax system. It's nothing to do with the car companies here. They'd love to be charged the same prices they get in the UK, but they get as close as they can. They really do. And Honda haven't scrimped on anything. Nothing. I have a green button over here, Econ, which most of these buttons are fairly redundant when you're actually driving around the place and you press the button, you kind of go, that made no difference. It really does. I'm going to leave it on for a minute because fuel economy is a big part of this car, massively. I'm in a place called Rosenallis, believe it or not. It's in Laois. It's a tiny little village, and they're having a wedding today. And the wedding, the bride's vehicle is, get this, a tractor. And I'm not joking. A New Holland, massive blue thing, huge big tractor yoke, and sitting right there, and it's all bunting all over it. For the bride and groom. I assume the groom or the bride, maybe being equal opportunities, are farmers. Just a guess there. Anyway, getting on with the actual car. This car has been a revelation to me. Honest to God, I have never been converted so quickly from any car in the market. And I've tested many cars. This came as a shock. This one did. I expected it to be good because Hondas usually are. Honda has a good reputation when it comes to race cars, fast driving, we'll say Type Rs and things. You know, they've always been a bit controversial, but usually pretty good. The Civic, however, has always been fairly middle of the road when it came to ownership. People either like them or they don't. Generally, I see Honda drivers driving around a big smug look on their face, and I could never figure out why. Why does it look so bloody smug? They're driving a big Japanese car with a diesel engine that Honda never really wanted to make. They only came to diesel recently. Look what they've done with this one. My average, I put it another way, right? I have done 460 kilometers on a quarter of a tank. Quarter. I'm averaging 4.6 litres per 100 kilometres. Genuine average. Honest to God, I've been watching that thing like a hawk. And it's 4.6 litres per 100 kilometres. That is an amazing feat for a car of its size. That's as clever as it is. It's so clever. I have beautifully laid out controls here beside me. I have a really, really nice kind of small, sporty, but cleverly designed steering wheel as well. I seem to sit in a more kind of relaxed position, a more chilled out kind of zone in here because the gear shift is kind of more forward than other cars, and then you have the steering wheel which I can pull back quite a bit. And so I have the split level dashboard where I have a temperature gauge, a big whopping rev counter, and a fuel gauge over to the far side. And then above the steering wheel, I have my kind of readout that tells you what fuel economy I'm getting and what radio station is to, Bluetooth information, and a speedo. And on both sides of the speedo, I have these coloured tracks. Maybe there's some kind of track or other. They're green at the moment because I'm behaving myself, not pushing my foot down. If I put my foot down, it turned dark blue to say you're being a tool. Stop it. You're burning fuel. You're wrecking the environment. But with 120 brake horsepower, you can wreck the environment all you like because it's actually got tons of torque. Actually, it wouldn't be 120, it's 120 PS. So it's probably more like 121 brake horsepower. All sorts of ways of measuring it. The official figure is 120 PS. You can figure it out yourselves after that. PS is probably more accurate actually than horsepower and brake horsepower and all these. It's around 120. Just coming into a place called Mount Mellick. I don't know who Mellick was. I wonder was he mounted? It's a very pleasant drive. I'm so surprised by the feedback from the steering wheel, the feeling in the back tyres of the car. I can tell what's going on all around the vehicle. It's a really nice place to be. I'm even going to overtake here. No! My buzzy little 1.6 will do it for me. I have automatic wipers, automatic lights, air conditioning, cruise control. I have these clever seats in the back, a clever boot, a clever cabin. What's the problem? Honda have a terribly good reliability survey system. They always come in very high up. Their VTEC engines have always been the boy racer's favourite because they rev forever, you know. And these DTEC engine, which doesn't quite have that same ring to it, but you know, they're brilliantly fuel economic and yet put out tons of horsepower. That's just this, and in here has the build quality of anything that comes out of Germany, if not a little better in places. I am absolutely stunned by the Civic. I'm a convert, Honda. I'm with you. It's just a shame it took so long to get one on my video channel because I would have been singing its praises a long ago had I had a chance. My God, that's rain. See, I'm in the mountains around here. The Sleep Blue Mountains are over that direction, and it can just rain. All of a sudden, without warning, it could just rain. Now I'm going to stick my little Econ back on again. Get some more fuel economy. Be nice to the environment. And chill out and enjoy the drive. So I'll see you on the far side.